Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we'll be discussing the sixth house of the Zodiac. In astrology, the sixth house is traditionally associated with work, daily routines, health, and service. It reflects not only the type of work environment one might thrive in, but also jobs and industries tied to skills, service, and organization. Careers, jobs, and industries associated with the sixth house are helping professions, especially those requiring hands-on support. Jobs linked to physical or mental well-being, work that involves attention to detail, organization, and discipline, similar to the Virgo zodiac sign. Roles requiring repetitive tasks and structure, such as music or film engineering. The aspect of opening the audio file, importing it into your DAW, going back and forth with the frequency, going back and forth with mixing and mastering the sound itself. Or the film, Final Cut Pro, going into the software, editing, revising over and over. That is a sixth house matter. In the healthcare and wellness, professions that associated with the sixth house includes doctors, nurses, and medical assistants, physical therapists, nutritionists and dietitians, personal trainers, alternative healers such as herbalists or acupuncturists, veterinarians, animal trainers, pet groomers, and animal rescue workers. The sixth house governs anything that relates to small animals, like a Shih Tzu or a Silky Terrier. Administrative and clerical work. So if you have, let's say, a Jupiter in the sixth house, being an office assistant or having interactions with people who are secretaries or data entry clerks, receptionists, or people who do archiving, you might cross paths with them a lot. Depending on what you have in your sixth house. If you have a stellium, and a stellium that is in conjunct or goes hand in hand with the second house, this might be an opportunity for you to explore different job avenues. Being a customer service representative, a waiter, or someone in a hospitality industry as a server, a social worker or a caregiver, mechanics, technicians. A lot of people with sixth house stelliums are into tech. Artisans specializing in repair or maintenance like HVAC, handymans, yoga instructors, fitness coaches, occupational therapists, accountants and bookkeepers, quality assurance professionals, researchers and analysts, proofreaders and editors. They're very important. If you ever want to start your own publishing company as an author, you might need a proofreader or an editor to help enhance your vocabulary. Then we have the factory workers, logistics and operations specialists, assembly line workers. They're very important. Healthcare and veterinary services. I've said that before. Nonprofits and anything that's basically in the administrative position. Tradesmen, manufacturing and production. Like I said, music. Art, film. We have fashion, being a seamstress, a tailor. Who designs the fabric, the production aspect of it, manufacturing, turning ore into iron and steel that goes into buildings and building houses and monuments. All of that revolves around the sixth house. The sixth house, or the sign ruling the sixth house, determines the tone or style of the work. For example, Aries in the sixth house might favor physical, action-driven roles, while Virgo emphasizes meticulous and analytical tasks. while planets in the sixth house shape the specific focus. Mercury in the sixth house suggests careers in communication or clerical work will be the focus for anyone who has Mercury in that house. Mars could lean towards energetic or physically active jobs. So if Aries is in the sixth house, and that might favor physical action-driven roles, along with Mars in the sixth house, that could lead to sports, being physically active for money, right? The sixth house also shows a deep connection between work, health, and service, underscoring the role of meaningful contributions and disciplined effort in one's daily life. Because the sixth house rules lifestyle. What is your daily routine? What time do you wake up in the morning? What time do you go to work? The commute to work is ruled by the third house, because the third house is short distance travel. Now, if let's say you have to travel from state to state, country to country, then that would be the ninth house, because the ninth house is long distance travel. Now, if you have certain planets that rules the oceans and the seas, like Neptune, if that's in your sixth house, or if you have Neptune in the 12th house, Neptune in the second house, then you might end up doing a seafaring activity for money as a day-to-day task, which would be the sixth house. Commuting, let's say if the commute is by ship, and let's say Neptune is in the second house, then commuting by ship over sea or ocean would be ruled by the sixth house if Neptune is in the second, since it's the job, the career, and the aspect of actually earning money from a day-to-day perspective. In Greco-Roman mythology, the astrological sixth house draws its significance from the themes of service, health, duty, and labor, which correspond to mythological figures and stories that emphasize responsibility, humility, and care. The sixth house emphasizes work done in service to others, particularly in roles of support or subordination. This reflects mythological narratives where gods or mortals engage in a service as a way of fulfilling their destiny or repaying debts. The mythological story that would correlate to this would be Hercules and his 12 labors, assigned as penance for his actions, reflect the idea of serving others through difficult tasks. Each labor required discipline, focus, and physical effort, tying into the sixth house's themes of diligent work and overcoming challenges. Prometheus, though not directly serving others in a submissive sense, Prometheus gave fire to humanity, an act of selfless service at great personal cost, embodying sacrifice for the greater good. For example, enlisting in the military, or what they will call the armed services, to be of service for the greater good. The connection to health in the sixth house aligns with figures associated with medicine, healing, and nurturing, which correlates to the zodiac sign Virgo. The sixth house is often linked to a sense of obligation or service that requires humility and recognition of one's role within a larger system. For example, receiving Employee of the Month from a company like Google or Microsoft. Large organizations, large systems. Another deity that is linked to the sixth house is the deity called Pandora. Though often associated with myths of curiosity, Pandora was created by the gods as a worker sent to humanity, symbolizing labor and the consequences of everyday actions. Another deity associated with the sixth house is called Astrea. Often linked to Virgo, Astrea was the goddess of justice and innocence. She represents the meticulous care and sense of order that are hallmarks of the sixth house. In Greco-Roman mythology, myths tied to diligent care, healing, and humility offer timeless lessons about the value of work and devotion in supporting the self and others, making the sixth house a cornerstone of the zodiac's reflection of the human experience. In Vedic astrology, the sixth house, also known as Shatru, Bhava, or House of Enemies, is associated with themes like service, debts, conflicts, and daily work. The deity that rules the sixth house can vary depending on the planetary ruler of the house and the specific cultural or textual interpretations. However, certain deities are commonly connected to the energies of the sixth house. Lord Hanuman, known for his immense strength, devotion, and selfless service, is closely connected to the sixth house's focus on service and dedication. Hanuman also represents victory over enemies, internal and external, and the ability to maintain health and resilience, aligning with the house's primary significations. Shitala Mata. In some traditions, Shitala Mata, the goddess of disease and healing, is associated with the sixth house due to her connection to health and the management of sickness. The sixth house challenges us to cultivate discipline, confront adversity, and perform selfless service. It reflects karmic debts and opportunities for spiritual growth through overcoming obstacles, making its ruling deity a powerful guide in navigating life's practical and spiritual dimensions. The sixth house also governs a range of challenges and obstacles that test an individual's strength, discipline, and resilience. These difficulties are tied to karma, daily struggles, and practical aspects of life. The sixth house represents enemies and competitors, rivals in both personal and professional life, challenges related to overcoming opposition, legal disputes or conflicts, and struggles with jealousy, hostility, or betrayal from others. The sixth house indicates physical and mental health challenges, chronic illnesses, and susceptibility to diseases. The sixth house governs health problems caused by stress, lifestyle choices, or genetic predispositions. It also reflects struggles with maintaining balance, immunity, and overall well-being. The sixth house represents loans, debts, and financial liabilities. It also governs obstacles related to repaying debts or managing resources effectively. The sixth house indicates financial stress arising from poor planning or unforeseen expenses. The sixth house is tied to karmic obligations and unresolved issues from past lives. Challenges related to paying off these karmic debts through service, discipline, and perseverance. The sixth house also governs struggles with addiction, unhealthy habits, or patterns that lead to self-destruction. This includes challenges in overcoming procrastination, laziness, or dependencies on substances. The sixth house indicates challenges faced in positions of subordination or servitude where one may feel undervalued or overburdened. Struggles with being overly self-sacrificing in relationships or professional life. The sixth house governs the ability to face conflicts and find solutions. Challenges in developing effective strategies for dealing with problems, enemies, or disputes. The sixth house represents necessary struggles that help shape an individual's resilience and work ethic. It encourages overcoming difficulties through discipline and persistence, service, and self-improvement. Planets influencing the sixth house, its ruler, and any aspects to it will modify the intensity and nature of these challenges. Ultimately, the sixth house serves as a karmic testing ground where overcoming obstacles leads to personal growth and liberation. Engage in acts of service such as donating to hospitals, helping animals, or feeding the poor may repay karmic debts tied to the sixth house. Also, supporting people in need, especially those connected to the ruling planet. Example, helping laborers for Saturn reduces sixth house challenges because Saturn rules labor. Focus on maintaining a disciplined lifestyle with proper diet, exercise, and rest. Pursue preventative care and routine health checkups. Practice stress management techniques such as yoga and meditation to improve mental health issues if the sixth house is afflicted in one's birth chart. Stay organized and focused on daily tasks to minimize workplace stress. Build good relationships with colleagues and subordinates to create a supportive environment. Practice humility and service-oriented attitudes to align with the sixth house's karmic purpose. Cultivate self-discipline through regular routines and mindfulness exercises. Seek professional help or join support groups if struggling with addictions. Engage in spiritual practices like meditation and mantra chanting to redirect energy toward positive habits to improve a conflicted sixth house. In Vedic astrology, the sixth house is often linked to the maternal uncle or the mother's brother. Maternal uncles or distant relatives may provide assistance or guidance in times of need, aligning with the sixth house's focus on service. Competition within the family structure, relatives who create conflict, can also be found in the sixth house. By examining the planetary ruler and condition of the sixth house in a natal chart, astrologers can provide deeper insights into these familial relationships and dynamics. And that's all I have for the sixth house. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Please leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Have a good one.